My last job there in Las Vegas was in the house band playing first trombone, playing second trombone to what was his name? He was a terrible trombone player, but he was an old timer and a total alcoholic. He was juiced before the gigs ever started. And we used to play, I can't think of his name, shoot. It's unimportant anyway. So I was doing that gig and not too happy with it, you know. And Jim Miliori called me from LA because he'd been my roommate when I was living in LA going to City College. We shared an apartment together. And he said, man, he says, you better come back here. He says, there's things are starting to happen here. And I said, what? And he says, well, record dates. And I said, record dates? And he says, yeah, man. Do a record date, a record date for $54, which was good money. We're talking 63. We managed to get it higher. And higher and higher and higher. It's the way it should be. So I just gave my 2 weeks notice that night and took off for LA. And got to Jay's pad, moved in, and he took me on a record date with him, and they said, well, we need a trombone. You got your horn? I had my horn with me in the car, so I got it. It was my first record date, and Ray Pullman was on the date, the bass player, who was the leader for the Shindig show. And Lou McCurry didn't think too much of live TV at that time. He had no idea. He left, he did the first two Shindigs. And then I came on. They brought me on. I learned how to play bass trombone on the gig there. I didn't have any idea. I went to Maurice Stein and there was a low D in the music. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. So they hired me for a Shindig show. My first check was for $1,200 clear. That was my net. He'd stand and I couldn't believe it. That was unheard of, you know? And I'm sure when Lou McCurry heard what this show was playing, he said, oh, shit, God, oh, man. Because it was just getting off the ground, and it was, man, I made an awful lot of money on it. So for a young kid, you know, gee whiz, I mean, it was overwhelming. So I went out and bought a Ferrari, you know, and stuff like that. Well, when I had the money.